So, after studying the liquid crystal, now we are well aware of the fact that when an ordinary solid is heated, it changes to the liquid state, which on further heating, it changes to the vapor state. And the phase changes which are involved in the conversion of an ordinary solid into liquid and the gaseous or the vapor state, it is represented in this manner. But there are certain solids which, when heated, they undergo two sharp phase transformations. What does that mean? It means that they do not change, the solid does not changes directly to the liquid state. Right? So what happens in that case? In that case, actually, a solid first changes into a state which is called as the liquid crystal, and this liquid crystal is also called as the mesomorphic state. We all know by now. This liquid crystal, on further increase of the temperature, changes into the liquid state of matter, and then which on further increase in temperature, it changes to the vapor phase. So what are we seeing over here? We see that this solid actually, when heated, it is undergoing two sharp phase transformations which are just one after the other. Now they first fuse sharply, yielding a turbid liquid. This is the turbid liquid we are talking about. And then again equally sharply at a higher temperature, it leads to the formation of a pure liquid. Now these changes are exactly reversed when we cool at the same temperature. So that is why we just represented by a reversible sign over here. So now we know that the corresponding changes which are involved in the case of a solid which shows the mesomorphic behavior, it is represented by this form of equation. Okay, now such transformation, they are actually represented by the pressure temperature curve. So we are today going to learn about the pressure temperature diagrams or the pressure temperature curve. We also represented by the PT curves. Okay, for an ordinary substance, it can be represented in this manner because there is only one change. Okay, so how does the pressure temperature curve looks for an ordinary substance? It goes like this. We have three curves or the three lines. They are all meeting over here as we studied in the phase diagram, and this is our vapor phase. This area represents the liquid phase and this area represents the solid phase. Now the y-axis is of the vapor pressure and the x-axis represents the temperature. So this is the vapor pressure temperature curve for an ordinary substance. Ordinary substance, what do we mean over here? Means the substance which is actually not showing the liquid crystal state of matter. But in case of the substance which actually shows the liquid crystal state of matter, we do not get a curve like this as we got in case of an ordinary liquid. Why? Because an extra state of matter or phase is existing over here which is called as liquid crystal. So in that case, we get a curve like this. We have one, and then it goes like this and this. Okay, so these are the demarcations. This is the meeting point, this is the meeting point. Okay, so this is my crystalline solid area, and the area lying over here is the liquid crystal area, and this is the true liquid area, true liquid and vapor. So if I just mark it or label it with A, O, B, C, and let's say I put it P and Q over here. The y-axis is my vapor pressure axis, x-axis is my temperature axis. So I can say that the area lying to the left of AOQ curve represents the solid, pure solid state of that matter. Okay, the area lying in between the QOBP curve represents the liquid state or the liquid crystal state, sorry, it represents the liquid crystal state of matter. And the area lying between the PBC curve, this represents the true liquid state of matter. And last of all, the area lying below CBOA, this area, this entire area represents the vapor phase of matter over here. So this is how actually the vapor pressure temperature diagram or the curve looks like in case of the substance which is undergoing the mesomorphic change. Mesomorphic change or the mesomorphic state of matter. Okay, now in this we can see that actually along the AO, the solid or the crystal phase is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. Okay, if I label this also, this diagram also as, let's say, A, O, B and M. So along the AO, okay, the solid is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. Here also you can see that along the AO, the solid is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. So this curve AO in both the cases actually represents the equilibrium state of matter. Okay, while along the OB, the liquid is in equilibrium with the vapor phase. In this case, along the OB, the liquid, because on one side of this curve is the liquid state and on the other side it is the vapor state. So if we talk about this curve, my data points lying along this curve, actually it represents an equilibrium state of matter between the liquid and vapor phase. What do I mean by this statement? It means that at any point on this curve, both the liquid and vapor phase will be coexisting and they will be in equilibrium. Right. Now if we talk about the mesomorphic change or the this curve representing the mesomorphic state of matter. In this case, here again, as I have mentioned, AO is the vapor pressure curve of the solid, OB is the vapor pressure curve of the anisotropic liquid. Okay, so this OB, I just change it with the color. This OB, it represents the vapor pressure curve of the anisotropic liquid. Anisotropic liquid means the liquid crystal state of matter that we are talking about. Okay, and what does BC represent? BC is the curve that shows the features of the isotropic liquid, means the BC curve represents an equilibrium between the true liquid and the vapor phase. So it actually represents the isotropic liquid equilibrium state. Okay, O, the point O, this point, it is the transition point. Transition means change. Okay, so O is the transition point, and what kind of transition is it? It is the point at which the solid crystal is converted to the liquid state. See over here, if we mark a point at O, the solid is changing to the liquid crystal state. The moment the system crosses the point O, it will get changed or converted to the liquid crystal state. So what is the O representing over here? O is the transition point at which the solid crystal is converted into the liquid crystal. And B is the melting point. Why? Because liquid crystal is changing to pure liquid. So B will represent the melting point at which the liquid crystal will change into the pure liquid state of matter. Okay, so here what can we say? We can say that in this phase diagram actually consists of two triple points. One triple point is the point O, at which three phases are coexisting. And what are those three phases at point O? One is your solid phase, liquid crystal and vapor phase. So O is one of the triple points. So here we have two triple points. Okay, one of them is point O, at O, where the three phases are existing: solid, liquid, crystal and vapor. And another triple point is point B, where again three phases are existing: liquid crystal, pure liquid and vapor phase. So we have two triple points, whereas in the system where no mesomorphic change is taking place, or let's say where no liquid crystal state of matter exists, here only we have one triple point, and that is at point O. There is no other triple point in this case. So this is one of the major differences between the two types. At point O, the three phases, namely the solid crystal, liquid crystal and vapor, coexist in equilibrium with each other. And at point B, what is happening? The three phases, namely liquid crystal, liquid and vapor, they coexist in equilibrium with one another. Okay, now let's talk about another curve, OQ. What does OQ represent? Now OQ, if you see, it shows the effect of pressure on the transition temperature. So it shows us the effect of pressure. How does the pressure affects with the change in the temperature? So the slope can give you the value of that effect. And same is the story with the curve BP. BP, it shows that of the pressure on the melting point of the substance. Okay, so OQ represents the change with respect to the transition temperature. Why? Because solid is changing to liquid crystal over here. And PB curve represents the change, the effect of pressure with respect to temperature on the melting point, because here liquid crystal will change into true liquid. Okay, so this BP curve, it is that of the pressure, effect of pressure on the melting point of the substance. Okay, whereas OQ curve represents the effect of pressure on the transition temperature of the substance. Okay, so the areas and what else? The areas within which the solid crystal, the liquid crystal and the liquid and vapor, they exist singly, they are already marked over here. So these are those areas. Okay, this is the area where pure solid exists. This is the area where liquid crystal exists, true liquid exists over here, and the vapor exists over here. So this is the information regarding the vapor pressure temperature diagrams, and we have also compared the vapor pressure temperature diagrams of the mesomorphic state with respect to the pure state wherein no mesomorphic state occurs. Hope the information is sufficient for you.